Have you ever wondered how today's top creators are turning content into multi-million-dollar businesses without massive teams or huge ad budgets? What if I told you there's a new content system they're quietly using to dominate every platform, nurture audiences, sell products, all while making it look effortless? For years, entrepreneurs and creators have been sold the idea of the sales funnel, a step-by-step process to turn strangers into buyers. And it sounds perfect on paper. You attract people at the top, you nurture them in the middle, and you convert them at the bottom. But here's the thing, people aren't spreadsheets. They don't move in a neat linear sequence. Think about how you discover and trust someone online. You don't watch one video, follow their email sequence, and instantly buy their product. Instead, you weave in and out of their content, you watch their videos, you scroll through their tweets, maybe even join their community until one day it just clicks and you want to buy their stuff. If you look at the top creators like Alex Hormozi, Dan Koe, Ali Abdaal, Cody Sanchez, they're all abandoning traditional sales funnels and they're embracing a more fluid, interconnected system, what I call the content ecosystem. The system isn't about forcing people through a process, it's about meeting them where they are, building trust over time, and creating a world that they want to be part of. By the end of this video, you're going to understand why this shift is happening and the mental framework that makes it work. Make sure you stick around to the end because I'll reveal the mindset shift that makes selling effortless without ever feeling pushy. So let's jump into why the traditional funnel isn't working the same way anymore. See, the problem with traditional sales funnels isn't their complexity, it's the underlying assumptions. Funnels treat people more like transactions. They assume that people are predictable and move step by step towards a sale, so long as you say the right things at the right time. But the thing is, people aren't predictable. They're emotional, distracted, they're skeptical. What moves them isn't a clear sequence, it's trust. Funnels are just one directional. They push people through a single path, but in reality, people discover you in different ways. A friend might share your Instagram post. They could stumble on your YouTube video, or they might read your tweet that went viral. This is something that traditional funnels don't account for. They're built more like highways where they should be like spiderwebs, pulling in people from all directions and keeping them engaged wherever they land. Funnels create pressure to sell. If you've ever felt weird about selling, here's why. Funnels make everything about the conversion. When you're focused on getting people to buy, your content starts to feel forced. Instead of being genuine, you're trying to fit some formula and your audience can feel it. And the end result is that you have less trust, you have fewer sales, and a lot more frustration. Now let's flip the script. Instead of thinking about funnels, think about ecosystems. And here's where the shift happens. It's a relationship first approach. What is a content ecosystem? An ecosystem isn't linear, it's connected. It's a dynamic system where every piece of content works together. It attracts attention, it builds trust, and it deepens the relationship. The beauty of an ecosystem is that it doesn't rely on one piece of content or one platform. It's about creating a world of experience an audience can explore on their terms. Think about your favorite creators. You don't just follow them on one platform. You watch their YouTube videos, you scroll their Instagram posts, maybe you read their newsletter. It's not about a single path. It's about the way that those pieces connect to create a cohesive experience. So here's the framework behind the ecosystem. The real key here is that trust, not tactics, sells. People buy from people that they trust. Trust isn't built in a single movement, it's built over time. And with the explosion of e-commerce, people are now a lot more skeptical and want to know a lot more about you before they trust you. Your audience doesn't need to see a perfectly crafted sales pitch to buy from you. They need to feel that you understand their struggles, that you've been where they are, and that you can help them achieve their goals. This is why ecosystems work. By constantly showing up across different platforms and delivering value, you're building a relationship, not just pitching a product. You're meeting people where they are. Every person in your audience is at a different stage of awareness. Some don't even realize they have a problem. Others have a problem, they don't know the solution, and a few are actively searching for the solution. The traditional funnel tries to move everyone through the same sequence regardless of where they are, but ecosystems, well, they're flexible. So here's the framework. You use broad, accessible content to attract new people. You use specific, actionable content to build the trust with those who already engage with you, and you let your audience decide when they're ready to move forward. One of the most underrated principles in sales is reciprocity. When you give people something valuable without expecting anything in return, they naturally want to give back. This is why creators give so much for free. If you think about it a bit like a farm, back in the day, you could just hoard people down a straight line and people would come to you because there was hardly any skepticism, no one had really been cheated before. But nowadays, people are much more aware, they're much more skeptical, So instead of going out and chasing people directly, it's like you're trying to lay the food down so that people can come and graze, enjoy the food, and eventually they're going to come directly to you. This is why the top creators give away so much for free. There's free guides, there's free communities, free video series. Just look at the dropshippers giving everything away for free, and all they're doing is making money off of affiliates. It's not about losing revenue, it's about building goodwill and trust. The more value you provide up front, the easier it is for people to say yes when you eventually make them an offer. Think about someone like Alex Hormozi, who never asked for anything, but when he came out with his book, everyone wanted to buy it. He continued to build value, and again, as soon as school came out, everyone wanted to buy it. It's because he's built so much trust in everyone. Creators who thrive don't just follow trends, they connect to their audience's problems and desires. Something that top creators understand intuitively is that stories sell better than strategies. And why is that? It's because stories are emotional. They bypass logic, and as you and I both know, we're not as logical as we like to think. The top creators go straight to the part of the brain that makes people feel connected. Every story that you tell in your ecosystem should follow this simple structure. You identify the problem. What was the pain or challenge your audience can relate to? The journey. What steps were taken to overcome it? And the transformation, what was the outcome? Instead of saying, join my coaching program, you might say, when Sarah joined, she was struggling to land clients as a freelancer. She felt stuck. Together, we implemented 3 simple systems that helped her double her income in 90 days. Now she's not just thriving professionally, she has the freedom to spend more time with her family. That does more than just sell, it inspires. It allows your audience to see themselves in Sarah's journey and believe the same transformation is going to happen for them. And here's the mindset shift that makes content ecosystems so powerful. It's because they're not funnels, they're worlds. Imagine your audience is at the center of a web, and around them are different entry points. A YouTube video, a tweet, an Instagram story, a free guide. Each piece of content pulls deeper into your world, reinforcing your authority and trust. Unlike a funnel, there's no single path. People can jump in at any point and move at their own pace. The fluidity is like how people actually behave online. And it's why ecosystems feel so natural. Now it's time for you to build your own content ecosystem. Traditional funnels are rigid, they're outdated, they're transactional. If you want to thrive as a creator or an entrepreneur, you need to focus on building trust, not just making sales, and create a world where your audience feels connected to you on their terms. This isn't about creating more work for yourself, it's about building a system that works for you, a content ecosystem that turns views into lifelong relationships and eventually into millions. Now, what part of your content system can you reimagine today? And if you resonated with this content, share it with someone who's ready to ditch the funnel mindset and build something bigger.